So we had rainforest biomes, as you can see. And so rainforests are typically characterized by hot average temperatures and high humidity. A rainforest is also defined by the amount of rainfall it receives, which exceeds over 80 inches per year. It's humid too. Rainforests usually have 160 inches of rain to 400. It has two average seasons, which is a long wet season, which usually receives about 6 to 12 feet of rainfall, and a shorter dry season, which only sees about 6 inches of rain on average. Geographically, tropical rainforests are usually located near the equator, and they cover about 6 to 7% of the world. They can be found in Central and South Africa, Western Africa, Eastern Madagascar, New Guinea, Southeast Asia, Australia.
Okay, so there are 4 layers of the rainforest. So you have the rainforest floor, the understory, the canopy, and the emergent layer. But first we're going to talk about the soil. And the soil, it'll go in a sec. The soil is very poor in nutrients, like really unlike what you think it would be, because there's so much life that have absorbed it all. And because of millions of years of weathering and torrential rains, like all the organisms very quickly absorb any nutrients before they wash away, and decomposition is like very rapid because of the humidity and moisture. Then we have the rainforest floor, which has very little vegetation and plants with very like large leaves and like fungi, but it's mainly made up of like mosses and ferns. The animals in this layer are like very large mammals that can't climb into the trees, insects and amphibians and reptiles. Then we have the next layer, which is the understory, which is like some smaller trees, some flowering plants to attract, and they're very brightly colored to attract insects. More insects, of course, reptiles, amphibians, and smaller mammals that can like climb around these trees. And it's made up of some like nocturnal animals. Wait, the bat will pop up. Yeah, there we go. The nocturnal animals in this layer. The canopy is next, and that's made up of like lineas, which are vines, and it has epiphytes and tall trees, and then the vines are like connecting this whole layer, so the smaller mammals on this layer like just can climb around and go anywhere. It also has some birds, some reptiles, and insects. This is like the most diverse layer of all the layers. And then we have the emergent layer, which is like really tall trees, so 180 to 200 feet tall, some more epiphytes, and then it's mainly birds. Like there's just a ton of birds in this layer, but there's also some smaller mammals to continue like climbing around, and insects as well. No, your bird's next.
This is really long, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, if there was music in the background, it'd be like way less painful.
Okay.
Okay, here's my part. Yay! Look at all the trees. All right. Okay, go back.
Pause. Okay.
Hold on. Okay, so one of the biggest problems to the rainforest is deforestation. Basically, when you cut down trees from the rainforest, you're reducing the habitats of all of the animals in the rainforest, which causes a decrease in the biodiversity of plants and animals, and biodiversity is a necessary component for life. You also increase the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere because there's no trees like taking in the carbon dioxide, which also messes up the carbon cycle, actually. And this also increases global warming, and basically humans disturb the carbon cycle, throwing that out there. All right, here we go. Look at the toucans. They have no home now because there's no trees. All right, half of our rainforests are already destroyed because of deforestation and us chopping down all the wood. And they'll probably be gone in our lifetime. Isn't that sad? Anyway, and with them, a quarter of the world's species will be gone. I see you laughing. Anyway, and, okay, I already said that. And without the trees and the habitat, many animals are forced to migrate elsewhere, which can cause competition in areas and overpopulation, and it leads to natural selection and other problems. Well,
Pause.
natural selection isn't a problem, but
It can be.
all right. One of the ways we can help save the species of the rainforest is to, oh my God, please go back, is to stop deforestation and to preserve the rainforest. And if you really want to take wood and resources from the rainforest, one of the best ways to kind of help numb the effect would be to replant the trees, so that way eventually the habitats would grow back and animals would return. Okay, let's go to final side. There's a cow, hold on, it gets prettier. There, okay. All right, due to mass amounts of rain, as Vicky said earlier, rainforest land is like not nutrient rich at all. So many of the lands cleared off, like some people use for agriculture, which isn't good at all because there's no nutrients. So really there can be no good gain in agriculture. So one of the best ways to, well actually the best way is to stop using rainforest land for agricultural purposes because there's no real benefit at all.